All right, I am in a spot now where I'm going to start working on or begin working on my still life painting that I have drawn here in my sketchbook or on my sketchbook sheet. And in order to do that, I do need, you'll see that I still have my Chromebook sitting up and available. I need to look at this image while I work. So I am leaving that there so that I can look at it. If you don't want to have to go back into the Google Classroom and find the photo every time you work, you can take a screenshot. So I can use Shift and Control and then this button up here that looks a little like a stack of papers. And if I click all of these at the same time, I take I get like this crosshairs, if you can see that up on the screen, to take a screenshot. And so I can click and drag open a window, and I can just drag the section because I didn't do the whole background. And what that does now is it goes into my my clipboard, and I can hang on to that. I can use this, and now I can just look at this photo while I'm working. So I don't have to then go back through. I can just save it into my drive, and I can keep that one photo, or it's on the desktop of my Chromebook so that I have it and can use it to make my work from. I'm also going to show you how you can edit it and turn it into a black and white photo to sort of help you see some of the shadows as you're working. So once you have that, and like I said, I'm going to leave that right here. I'm not going to let that go anywhere. I'm going to look at that the entire time that I paint. So know that that is there. It is right here in front of me. There's no way for me to paint this successfully without looking at my photograph. I'm gonna go ahead and get my paint ready. I am not gonna paint that wood texture in the background, but I do like that the background is dark. So I am going to make a gray using my blue and my orange. You have to decide what you are going to do for in your background. I am deciding that I want my background to be dark, but I don't want to paint the wood. So I have used that orange and the blue and have mixed them together to make this really dark gray. And what I'm going to do is I want it to be very dark by my pears. So you can see I'm kind of filling that space in first. So I outlined the edge to start with, right to the edge here. Gonna go around. I'll get to the bottom as well, but right now I don't need to. And now I'm just grabbing water and I'm pulling this up. I don't want it to be just plain and dark. And you can see that my painting's a little bit bigger than my one sheet of sketchbook paper. And the reason I made the gray is this. Do you see that it's not like using the black. It's not clean. It's not a clean gray color. It is kind of a varied gray. I can make it warmer or cooler, and I just think that that's a little bit more interesting for my painting. And I'm going to just lighten this up to fill the sheet. So you can see I've used that gray. I started dark, but I'm lightening it up a little bit. Another thing that I can do, which always looks very nice, is to use some texture techniques back here in the background. So I'm gonna hopefully be able to do that for you. So you can think back to the watercolor techniques that we learned back at the beginning before we did the abstract painting, and that we use those watercolor techniques to kind of give our abstract some variety. I could do the same thing now to give the background of my still life a little bit of variety, and to not, because it's hard to paint all one solid color, and one solid color, quite frankly, in a painting is sort of boring. So I want there to be some variety. So making sure this is all wet. And I could use, if we remember back to some of those, like I already have kind of a graded wash, right? It's darker at the pears and it gets lighter. I could use alcohol, I could use salt. My personal favorite is always just the rumpled paper towel. So you can see I have a dry paper towel here. And I'm just gonna pull a little bit of texture out of my background. And you can see now, because I used that blue and orange combination as my gray, where I'm pulling out some of the texture, it's a little bit different color. But there we go. I have my background painted, which is the next step for our still life.